if you buy enough space for on-hit Varus to get a couple of those autos through, get the Rage Blade going, it is a very powerful late-game champion to play for.
With the Mel, I think that the poke is all of a sudden a little bit better to be able to play. I don't necessarily know that I would have gone for it, though. Ultra Prime, they're a bit surrounded here. They don't know that.
Oh, Flandra. This is Scion Gaming as we know it. Lane swap,
There
maybe
it is.
take it away, but decimating smashes or not, that stun lasts forever.
Oh, no.
Waka wants to get to the wall to flash over, but Kaio says, no, no, no. The only way you're getting back to base is a gray screen. AL, first blood, kill on to Hope. What a perfect start. Really and often as possible.
Yeah.
No more red buff and no more Krugs. Going to be really far behind when it comes to XP in this early stage. Is Kael. This stun should land on a Xiaoxia. Ignite comes across. That last arrow comes through the blitz of arrows as well. 2-0 start for Hope on this Varus.
Will the response onto the Drake be fast enough right here? Because Junhao had to take a recall right there. Now back out onto the map. He's got a Giant's Belt and a Ruby, so is in an okay spot in terms of Sejuani power at this point. But still not necessarily sure that this means he's going to be able to easily pick this one up if Tarzan moves down. No, instead they are just going to do this as a 1-for-1 trade.
Yep. How and making it just so hard to even take a dragon.
Do not allow Ultra Prime to get comfortable in this game. This team, very much, once they start to get ahead, seems to be pretty good at being able to run through a game. Well, maybe they'd end up there. Is Tarzan going to step up right here towards Junhao. Junhao looking at least to steal one away. Does manage to grab one at least, but still is going to be able to concede the other two. 5 grubs over to AL.
Well, I mean, we're using Glacial Prison to secure a grub. That is not the mark of a game state that you really ever want to be in. No. This top jungle, Tarzan is just marked off as his. To a point with that Soul Furnace, where he's going to have so much more health. Ooh. So maybe they'll finally look for a pick here. That's a great flash from Xiaoxia to get a double charm down. But between Worlds from Shanks buys him more than enough space. Kaio's Unbreakable Will is really hard to get down, and the Keeper's Verdict is going to save him. Tarzan to the rescue.
Damage done. Resets are going to come through. Maybe they get the Drake off the backside, but Tarzan still wants to fight right here.
He is not done. He wants all of the smoke. But now it's Xiaoxia's turn this time to limp away from a fight with 1 HP. The Cloud Drake cannot secure a kill. He is not an AL fan.
AL first. Ultra Prime, they're getting turned around, run about at the moment.
They are in full reactionary tempo on this map state right now. And those plates soon are going to become turrets.
As we've got quite a few members hanging around towards this top side. Now, with the Herald spawning, hang on, Shank.
Oh, Shanks,
this
is not the position to be in. Finally, the stun chain lines up, and a big kill over Ultra Primer on the board. Flandra teleports up here just a bit late.
Prime to play out, and Shanks does have the teleport to be able to rejoin his team if needed. Jiang going to be able to take down this tower in the bottom lane, so they're not losing out right now. This is better out of Ultra Prime. They're at least getting themselves a foothold back into this game. Still, the actual objectives are falling in AL's favor again and again. It really doesn't feel like Ultra Prime feel comfortable stepping up in a 5v5 at the moment.
They are starting to spread the map a lot better. Cross-mapping is polishing itself more and more. The Rift Herald traded for that first turret. Commit. Let's fully commit to this dragon or try and swing and cover mid. They're just going to burn through the dragon. All right, so they're comfortable trading mid-tier 1 for a Chemtech Drake. They are going to allow Tarzan to get a second crash here. You don't want to chase the Poppy. So good recognition from one of the veterans of the LPL. Ultra Prime, Glacial Prison down on the Flandra just to respect the might of this Scion. Chase's Corruption going to find its mark onto Junhao, but it's just a bit of poking and prodding on both sides. But the power of those grubs really shining through. Shanks is able to actually sneak and burn down the mid-tier 2. That is 2 turrets for a lowly Chemtech Drake in the favor of anyone's legend.
To just go throw themselves at it. Think about quite how much damage it can end up doing. There's the engage. Okay.
Kael going in. They get the lockdown, and Xiaoxia's just burned through. Nice CC layering to pick off the Rakan. But AL, once again, they don't want to give an opening for Ultra Prime to start a fight. They know Rakan isn't a big credence for Ultra Prime to be able to play through their composition. So who do they lean on? The Scion that eats damage like cereal for breakfast. That Keeper's Verdict was so interesting because you knew that Saber had to come back to his spirit form, and now we're just breaking out all the locks from this game. Ults galore flying on each side, but it's Tarzan and Kyle that do end up getting out. One Zhang teleported just a bit too late, and look how much space Flandra buys. This guy ignores damage like flies on the human body.
Yeah, he doesn't care about that one. Just going to be able to step up. Another tower picked up here for AL2. So you do have the follow-up to that initial bit of engage. And the dragon is just sort of being taken on the backside.
Good dodge by Shanks. There's the Glacial Prison through, but the Cabal Execution goes on top. Wonjong wants Shanks, who is going to have to flash out to safety, but they have Hope off to the side, trying to throw these arrows down. Kael's going to fall first, but Flandra's still in there. The furnace is all his. The heat is where he thrives, and Hope is firing arrows galore at everybody. Reflects down. Hope's going to step up, wants himself a third, has himself a third. This Forest pick is shining for anyone's legend, and the legend today is Hope with the quadra kill to break open the game.
Oh, when he got those first 2 kills, I was so hopeful Junhao was going to decide for some ungodly reason to stick around. The quadra kill, still incredible right there. And Hope just playing this lethality Varus to perfection in that team fight. Keeps himself just out of harm's way the entire time and then knows when to go in. Knows when to step up and take space for himself. Atakan gonna fall.
And now we're really going to start revving the engine of this game. Voracious Opticon's available. Remember how much of a tyrant Tarzan was in the early game? Well, let's see what he can do now here. Kael's taking a big lick of damage, though doesn't have the unbreakable will, but here comes Flandra with the unstoppable onslaught. Who can he cut off from an escape route? There's the flying from Tarzan. Xiao's just marked as the first one to fall to the gray screen. Anyone's legends feel empowered by the Voracious Opticon buff, and they're looking to knock down anything in their sights. In this river, look at Junhao. This guy's worried about walking up past his red buff. There's a Baron being dropped off to the side, and maybe the Baron isn't the focus of the observers as we might have a fight breaking out. Ultra Prime trying to force their way through towards the river. Baron is dropped by Tarzan, knowing a fight may be coming. They have Shanks caught off first. Wonjong uses the Golden Prison. They do have the Eclipse coming across from Waka, but it's not enough damage just yet. The revives are still on here, and Hope is still legendary. Fate sealed down after Hope, but Saber doesn't win the 1v1 into this Giga Chad of a Varus, and Flandra eats damage for breakfast. There's the first withdrawal, but it's not a shutdown, and it's going to cost Saber his life. Hope has himself double-digit kills in this big game up against Ultra Prime.
They will. I don't know that it's going to be a competitive pick right here, because you can see Wako's not actually getting big reflects off at all. Hope is never actually throwing these piercing arrows at him in opportune situations. Nobody's throwing anything at Wako, and like you said, with so much of the damage of the Mel taken out, it's happening up in the top lane. Shanks is just pushing this one through, gonna be able to pick himself up a tier 2 tower in the top lane. Love the picture-in-picture here. Who's gonna be able to go back to base? Nobody's actually gone to sort of deal with this.
This is the weirdest map state ever. Okay. Saber is recalling a Dragon Pit. Now he's back. They've lost an inhibitor turret. Tarzan's flying in. Oh my god! Hope just deleted this Mel. Wako's down again. Inhibitor next to fall. I mean, how do you even touch Hope right now? Maybe you go after Shanks, but Wonjong once again falls flat trying to find the Aurora. And I see AL maybe looking for the killer blow here. They've got the 5 grubs. They've got a Baron wave. They've got their sights set on the Nexus turrets. The former grand finalist of Split 1 looking to get right back into tempo, right back into rhythm after everyone expected them to 6-0 the group. They may not accomplish that, but they're going to have themselves a dominating win over Ultra Prime to reclaim the top spot in Group B as they keep their eyes set on Group Ascend. And it's 2 more kills on Junhao and Wonjong that are keeping them from that very goal.
Yeah, they're just going to look for it. Oh, one more piercing arrow would have done it. Oh well, they're just going to have to settle for the Nexus, I guess.